In under 2 weeks, this arena will turn into a temporary respite site for the homeless. Modifications are already underway. The ice rink is already out, and soon 120 cots will go in. But as it seems, not all the residents are happy with this arena's new function. It's windy, but I'm going to show you this. Take a look at this flyer that's been going on right at the top. It says, "This is the wrong location. Say no to the new 24-hour respite center right here at the Don Mills Civitan Arena."
This is the first time I've heard of this. I'm concerned.
You are concerned?
Yes.
Residents shocked to learn about the new summertime tenant at Don Mills Civitan Arena. In just 11 days, it will reopen as a temporary 24-hour respite site for the homeless. The reaction is mixed.
It's hard, you think about how it could affect a neighborhood negatively, but then you have to help people too.
It's not the neighborhood that they should be doing it in. Mind you, I feel sorry for homeless people.
Don Mills, the second of two arenas owned by the city to be transformed into temporary respite sites. The first, Lambton Arena, opened for the homeless May 7th. The sites are slated to be open for 4 months, a temporary solution to the closure of 2 other city sites. Yet the idea that it is temporary isn't soothing to some. This is a poster being distributed. Who made it is unknown. This is the wrong location, written in red at the top.
We've heard good and bad, and not even bad. We've heard everybody in Don Mills is empathetic to the homeless. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that comes out and says, we just don't want them. I think what their concerns are what are they going to do during the day, and how many are coming.
One concern came from reports the city would be shuttling in the homeless here from other areas for the full 4 months. The city said today that's not the case. After a few days of shuttle service to help move people in, users will be given TTC tokens to get here on a regular basis.
I share their concerns. I think that it's very important that people who are living rough, who are living on the streets, have the appropriate care that they need. But the City of Toronto has not been adequately building more shelters, so we are playing catch-up.
The city says there will be no interference with existing summer programs. The rink is set to be restored in September. Still, it's getting a chilly reception from some.
It's kind of a hard issue to deal with. And I guess when it's outside of the city, it becomes a little more sensitive maybe for the neighborhood, because we're not in downtown Toronto, and I guess people don't think there's homeless people in this area. So when they start busing them in, it's like, but in our neighborhood?
Now, the respite center is set to open here on May 21st, and about 10 minutes ago, we actually introduced the woman who wrote this flyer. I'll introduce you to her coming up later in the show and find out why she decided to put it on paper. Now, earlier in the show, we told you about plans to turn the Don Mills Civitan Arena here into a new temporary 24 hours respite shelter for the homeless. As we explained, the ice is coming out and 120 cots are going in. And a lot of residents in the area say they're not happy with these plans. And one in particular took it upon herself to create this poster. It was windy and I couldn't exactly read the back of the top of 6, but it says in big, bold red letters, "This is the wrong location. Say no to 24-hour homeless shelter approved for Don Mills Civitan Arena." Well, just before 6 o'clock, we found the woman who made this poster. Here's her explaining why she was driven to do it. What were some of your immediate concerns then by having up to 120 cots here over 3 months?
Yeah, well, they're going to be busing them in downtown. I feel like they're putting them into an island in the city. This is a relatively quiet neighborhood, into an area and a mall that is already struggling as it is. This mall makes the majority of their annual revenue right in the center of the mall. We have a lot of families that come with children, come for ice cream, coffee, and shop in the mall. And so if you have 120 individuals, homeless individuals, that are going to be loitering in this mall, I think it's really going to deter those families from coming through. There's a lot of concern, not just one.
Do you feel that residents were consulted at all in this process?
Absolutely not. In fact, Mary Ann Bedard, who was pivotal in making this decision, clearly and flat out said to me, "We don't have to consult you." So, it was a little bit abrupt, and I didn't feel again, as a taxpayer in the city and a neighbor to this mall, I don't think that that was respectful at all.
What do you say to people that might see that flyer and say, hey, this is just NIMBYism at its finest?
I would say, listen, you know what? I have a soft spot for homeless. I volunteer with Eva's Place, which is a youth shelter downtown. I, on a number of occasions, have volunteered with the Salvation Army. And I think that those, you know, we do have to have a place and find a place for them to be. I just think that there are better. It's not that it's in my backyard. It's that you are putting them in a place where they can't afford to shop. They really probably are not going to be able to get jobs here. And so what are you doing for them in this area?
Again, this respite site opens on May 21st, and the city tells me they are forced into this temporary solution because some of their longer-term solutions do not become available until August.